Hi, welcome to Harlots of Spooktalk. I'm your host, Tiffany.
And I'm Yelty Peltiloma.
And I'm Carly.
Today we're diving into a special theme, back to school ghost stories.
From haunting hallways to cursed college dorms.
And everything in between. We gathered some spine chilling tales for our listeners in the spooky corners of social media.
So cozy up on this cool September day.
Grab a blanket, maybe a pumpkin spice latte.
And don't forget, you can share your own ghost stories with us at harlotsofspooktalk@gmail.com.
Let's get
Let's get
spooky.
spooky.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought you got away? Here we are, in your car. Sorry, told you long before. All our true and here we are, in your car. Sorry, told you long before. All our true and
We got a story from Reddit. It's called The Haunted Dorm Room on college campus known for ghosts, strange things happening to my daughter. The story goes, just got a phone call from my crying daughter at 2 a.m. Such a helpless feeling, and she's asking me what should she do. She goes to Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. Since this started happening, I searched online. There are lots of stories about paranormal things happening to people living in the dorms. This started about 2 weeks ago. One on two consecutive nights at 2:30 a.m. Her roommate heard something large and metallic dropping in their room. The sound didn't come from outside. They got up both times and searched the room for the source but couldn't find anything out of place. The next night, she's lying in bed and starts to hear a rapid, raspy breathing about 1 foot in front of her face. She sits up and asks her roommate why she is breathing like that, and her roommate says she hears it too, but it isn't her. As soon as they started talking, the sound went away. After that, they would go to sleep with lights on and TV playing. Nothing happened until tonight. Her roommate was asleep and she was working on a paper in bed on her laptop. The room was dark except for light from her laptop. She said she closed the laptop to go to sleep. As she laid back in her bed, she felt the bed depress. A hand she could feel fingers and a palm grab her hip. She screamed and jumped out of bed, turned all the lights on, nothing was there. She called me crying hysterically. She doesn't know what to do. Nothing has ever happened to me like this, but I have an open mind. I believed her. I told her to tell it to leave. They don't want it there. She repeated as I said while still crying. She didn't sound very convincing. It's heartbreaking as a father. She keeps asking me what should I do. She was going to go to sleep in someone else's room for the rest of the night. Don't know if she was going to leave her roommate by herself. We are not religious. Any suggestions if anything else happens? I may have to have a very interesting talk with someone from student housing. Up and now here's a little update. Update, just spoke to my daughter again. She said it was within a minute of closing her laptop and laying down that it happened. She said, felt the palm first and then the fingers. Said the weight of the bed was on the wall side. Her roommate is much more spooked than she is. I thought it might be the reverse. Said the roommate will not be in the room by herself anymore. She always feels eyes on her. The roommate was distraught that my daughter was touched, feels like whatever it is doesn't feel like there are any boundaries there. I told her to keep noise and light on at night from now on. Good thing she's coming home for spring break in 3 days. This is from a Reddit user, J Gatsby 34, under our paranormal. If you want to all look it up, it's called Haunted Door Room on college campus, known for ghosts. Strange things happen to my daughter, and maybe give some insight for him if you have any for this father, because he's asking for help.
Move her out. Like, move out, move her out, or move in with her. Get the sage or a priest.
But I did catch something she was doing wrong. Like you said, she wasn't very convincing. She's gonna have to stand her ground and tell it to leave. She has to be
Yeah.
powerful, she has to mean it, and she cannot be scared when she does it.
It's like you can't sage while you're scared. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Otherwise, you really gonna be scared afterwards.
That is scary, though.
It is.
Very.
Oh my
Cool.
gosh. Luckily, I have haunted houses and not haunted dorm rooms. Oh, yay! I am so sorry. I did not grab it. Those are made by Jamie. You can go on our website, and there's a link because Tiffany is fantastic with the website. And just click on the link, and it'll show you right where you can buy some merch. We have t-shirts and cups.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah! I'm so excited.
Oh, I was like wondering the other day. I was like, has she gotten it yet? Like,
I got it last night late. I was like, whoa, yes.
nice.
It's fall time, so I was supposed to bring the Harlots, but now I'm like, oh, I got my
Pumpkin.
pumpkin. You remember these from last year?
Oh, I thought of you. TJ Maxx has a whole thing of candy corn out.
Oh, hold it. Oh,
I gotta get me some.
where'd my candy corn go?
I'm picking some up
Oh,
Friday. I am.
they have at
I don't
Walmart.
like candy corn.
They have the little pumpkins. They have the regular ones. They have the chocolate all in one.
I
And
like
I'm
them.
like, oh, pumpkins. I love it.
That's all.
I don't know where they went. They were right here. Don't ask me why they were right there. They just were. Oh, well, no. Okay, anyways, all my theories are going out the window right now.
Your cat took them.
Probably. So, okay. We had a bunch of stories. So we're going to share some videos later from but Tiffany is going to lead us on the Legend of Room 428 in Wilson Hall. I don't know if y'all have heard about that, but apparently it was like one of the most haunted college dorms in America.
I never even heard about it either. So, well, I learned something new.
Well, I feel like we've
Wilson-
seen this before, but it kind of looks similar to the asylum that we worked on. But anyways, here's the front picture. Yeah.
So, Wilson Hall was built in 1964. It is rumored to stand at the center of a pentagram.
Yes.
Is that like?
You're
Yeah.
right, because I
Okay.
had the picture and I was like, do I need this? I should have grabbed it. But
But
yeah, it really is like a circle, like as if you're in a helicopter and you look down, it really does look like a pentagram.
But it says it's formed by 5 local cemeteries, leading to conjecture about supernatural energy. Some versions. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think it. Everything's so haunted. I don't know anymore. It
So
looks like it reminds me of like one of those haunted old hospitals.
Yes.
yes, it does. But it's not only said to be like on the 5 cemeteries, but
Oh, yeah.
you see it under there. It says
It's like It sits on top of an Indian ancient burial ground.
Which is way worse. Like,
But
we
then
get,
it's surrounded by 5 cemeteries, so it's like, who's protecting this?
but honestly, like low key, if I was ever able to go to school at the school for something, like for anything, low key, I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Mm.
I'd be like sitting, like looking at my hot professor, just kind of like looking around. I'm like, is that a ghost? Is that a ghost? But so there was okay. So the whole point of the 428 room, and that's in Wilson Hall. In the early 1970s, a student reportedly died in a room under, 428 under.
Ambiguous.
Yeah, but I was like trying to find a different word. Under scary dramatic
works.
circumstances. And they all have different on gender and cause. Okay. So, another version involves a second student, often described as a female, who practiced in occult activities at like astral projection and then died violently in the same room. That you have to be careful of. But the thing about it is, okay, when we say like a pentagram, depending on how it is, I think I learned this from Harley. Depending on which way it is, I think you said if it was upside down, that's bad. But if it's right side up, like a regular star, then that's good. That's a protection circle, right?
Yeah, there's also a difference between 5 points and 6 points.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we were talking about. Is the difference between a 5-point in and a 6-point in.
And I just want to point out, like, not to make this any more dramatic than it already is, but if you astro project, okay, if you actually do this, you really have to put yourself in that big old bubble, okay? Before you even start, you need to, like, really think about what you're doing, how far you want to go, and put some protection on. Otherwise, I'm not sure what they mean by violently. That's a little weird for me. Like, was she murdered or did she explode? Like, what?
It looks like she was murdered in the room by circumstances unfounded.
Um,
But that's
but
just a little.
there happens to be, there is a lot of paranormal activity that happens too.
Yeah.
Like, it's saying like after the deaths, residents allegedly experienced dramatic supernatural occurrences.
Imagine being away from home your first year and being in this dorm.
Well, see, here's the thing. You got to remember who you're asking, though. I mean,
Okay. I'm okay with normal-minded people, not us.
Oh, I just said that would be cool. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like,
You would
okay,
be doing the true crime, though. You'd be like, okay, I want to know how it happened, where she lied.
I know, like,
Who done did it?
Tiffany and I have lived in like places together that were like wildly crazy. And honestly, if we were both in here, it would just add a lot of drama to it. I'd be like, did you see that MFer like threw, you don't throw no dish at me? And then it's going to be like, throw it again. And then I'm be like, ah!
This is true.
Tiffany would be like this. She'd be like, oh no. Her eyes, when she gets scared, she gets.
My eyes get big.
She's like, oh, y'all are so funny. But I don't know. I feel like Carly would be like, oh hell no, hell no, hell no. Where's my sage? Where's the priest?
I am the priest.
she'll be like, oh yeah, it's me.
It's me.
Back
Darn
you,
it.
back you demons. Oh. But yeah, so so definitely you said that there was moving objects, there was unexplained cold spots,
Yeah, you see faces and like places.
Okay, see, that's the story of my life. That's why I feel like I can survive here. Okay, I got enough problems. You think this is gonna help anything? Like, I feel like I'd
But
be in the
like,
same situation as I am now.
mm-mm.
And
Mhm.
then we have the closure of the room. The disturbances were reported frequently and intense enough that the university sealed off the room 428, declaring it uninhabitable. Some say it was repurposed as a broiler or a storage room. That lays a whole nother like local lore type of thing onto that.
Wow. So they sealed off the room.
Yep.
And it's like, okay. Well, there was a couple of bad things. I feel like after 3, you're
Yes.
definitely like, this is a red flag. Can you? I see. Okay, sorry, not to get off topic, but in topic. What do you think that meeting room was like? What do you think the discussion was when they're all discussing? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about so and so, so and so, and so and so, and so. What should we do? And they're like, oh hell no, it's haunted. And then somebody else like, oh, poppycock, we don't believe in that stuff. And then they're like, take it off. That's the devil's. You know what I mean? I just want to sit in a meeting like that. Like I don't want to say anything. I just want to observe. Like, how do they come to this?
I think it would be cool because, you're thinking of throwing something at somebody and then the ghost does it for you. So you're just like, thank gosh.
I'd be like, thanks, fam. You good, bro? You good, bro? Oh, yeah. Can you imagine? Oh my
That'd
god,
be
my
fun.
mind is spiraling.
Yes.
So we do have some videos here, if y'all want to see them. These are from online.
I don't know if that helps my situation or not, but previous janitors that have worked here have tried to tell everyone that, every night something happens, some spooky shit. I don't know, paranormal or whatever you want to call it, but yeah, I didn't really believe them until tonight. I was in here cleaning up after some students had thrown a party, but what's been freaking me out is this one right here. No matter where I'm at in the classroom or
Hell no.
what I decide to do, it just follows me.
A red balloon.
And
I
Yeah,
haven't
no.
seen
stupid
these.
balloon. Got you on camera now, so let's just
Biatch, got you.
see
Oh hell no! Oh hell no!
that
Oh
right
hell
there.
no! Why things moving in my house? Turn this shit on. And they got the creepy background music, of course. Oh, Carly, get back in here.
I'm here.
Just
My s-
Don't be
Ew.
getting scared. Don't be getting scared on us now, Miss Spooky.
oh, please. I watch this as I sleep.
Well, I can't. Oh shit! It's still following us. I bet
Yeah, I
you.
watch.
Oh my
this-
god! Did you see that?
Yes,
Hold on.
these are my nighttime stories,
Oh my
guys.
god! I just gotta chill. Look, look. Okay, I want you to watch very carefully.
Yeah, somebody
Look,
was in that
okay.
glass. Watch, right there.
Right.
okay.
I caught that.
How the camera kind of like moved a little, like the
Yep.
little. You want to watch it again?
No.
No.
Okay. Oh my god, that gave me chills. I was like, why is everything flickering? And then Carly left.
Mm-mm.
All right, so let me see. We got some more here. I haven't watched.
This happened
these.
when I was 15, a sophomore in high school. Unfortunately, lunch classes were randomized, so this year I only had my friends Liam and Mike in that lunch period with me. A few months into the school year, one day this new kid walked in first period astronomy. Our teacher, who was a jokester, made him introduce himself to the class. His name was Craig. He teased Craig for a minute, then asked him to sit down. I sat in the back row, and the only open desk was next to me in the back corner. Craig came over and sat next to me. Class didn't technically start yet, so everyone was still chatting. As Craig sat down, he looked around the room, then I felt his stare shift to me. I turned and we made eye contact, and he nodded his head and said, "What's up?" I said, "Hey man, what's up?" He introduced himself, so I gave him my name as well. Craig was a white kid with very patchy, pubish-looking facial hair. He wasn't attractive, but he wasn't butt ugly. He just looked like a somewhat average guy. He was making small talk with me, and I was being nice because I could imagine how rough the first day at a new high school could be. I was probably the first person he officially met in the school. That period, we had to get into pairs for an assignment, so obviously Craig asked me to work with him. I had to say yes, why not? I didn't have any close friends in this class anyway. We had the laptop cart this period to begin work on the assignment, so we all had laptops. I could tell pretty quickly I didn't like Craig's sense of humor. He joked too much and was acting like we were good friends, but his jokes weren't normal, and he'd have this cringy laugh every time he made a joke. He cursed every other word, and he'd make constant dirty and vulgar jokes. I was no softy when it came to that, but it was just too much with him. By the end of the period, we had to exchange numbers for the project. Then it was on to my next class. Eventually came lunchtime. Mike didn't come to school for that day, so it was only Liam and I at our little circular lunch table. Suddenly I see Liam's eyes look up at someone behind me. Then someone pulls up a chair next to me, and I look and see Craig. He pats my shoulder and says, "What's up, buddy?" I kind of died a little inside. This meant he'd be sitting here every day
My
now.
volume's on. I'm
I
sorry.
tried to be positive and give him a chance. Maybe he wasn't that bad. Liam tried being nice at first, but eventually, Craig started saying weird shit again, and Liam caught on that something was off, and he kept shooting me these knowing faces when Craig wasn't looking. That lunch period cemented the fact that something was off about Craig. I'm not judging anyone for being antisocial, but something about him seemed dark, like the awful things he'd say.
I thought it
It
was
went beyond an antisocial personality. After school that day, since it was a Friday, I walked home and started texting my group chat about what we'd be doing later. On my walk home, I got a text from an unsaved number, and when I opened it, I realized it was Craig. He said, "Turn around." I did, and saw Craig running down the sidewalk towards me, waving. "Oh God," I said under my breath. I waited for him. When he caught up to me, he asked how far I lived from school. I said about a 10-minute walk, and he said same, and he said he'd walk with me. Then he asked if I wanted to work on the assignment real quick and bang it out over some beers. I told him I was actually going to be busy with my friends.
Aren't they
He asked what I'd be
musical?
doing. Uh-oh, he was trying to invite himself. I said we'd just be chilling at Liam's house, and he actually asked if it was cool he came. I didn't even know what to say. I came up with some BS, like Liam's mom doesn't let strangers in right away. It seemed to work. Craig kept walking with me, and I started wondering, is he following me all the way home? That's what he did. I got to my house and said, "Alright man, see you later," and gave him a little fist bump. He said, "See you later," and kept walking down the street. I noticed him look back, so I looked away. I texted my group chat about how weird he is, and Liam backed up what I was saying. We went about making plans to hang out at Liam's house for real, but not until like 9 o'clock. After an hour or two later, Craig texted me something disturbing. He said, "Yo, what's going on in front of your house? Why is there a cop car?" I replied, "What do you mean?" I rushed to go outside to the front stoop. There were no cop cars. It was just Craig standing in our driveway. He was laughing, and like a complete weirdo,
Hi,
he
Craig.
laughed and said, "I got you." Then he said, "I thought you were going to your friend Liam's place." I said, "Yeah, in a little bit." Then I said, "Why are you being weird?" He didn't laugh at that. I saw he was visibly offended. I said I gotta go inside, and so I did and shut the door. He texted me all offended saying, "Bro, WTF?" I was speechless. I just met this kid today. I spent 40 minutes with him. Why was he obsessing over me and following me and now stalking me? He literally tricked me into coming outside to see if I was home. I texted him back, "You're freaking me out, bro." I guess that was a mistake. He sent me some long message about how he thought I seemed chill and was different from the rest, but how I'm just like everyone else. I sent a screenshot to my friend group, and they were all laughing and shocked at the same time. I emailed my teacher and asked him if I could do the assignment myself and explain the situation. Then I left my house and walked to Liam's house just to get out. While I was at Liam's, Craig tried calling me. I just let it ring and ignored it. It was going to be an awkward day of class come Monday morning. Skipping ahead to when I got home around 11 or 12, my parents and sister were out. My parents might have been out with friends, and my sister may have been with her boyfriend, nothing unusual. I locked the door behind me and went up to my room. I started watching YouTube videos. I heard the back door ring. Yes, our house has a back doorbell. It had a different ring than the front doorbell. I hopped up and went downstairs, expecting to see my sister at the back door. But the lights in the backyard were off, and no one was on the other side of the door. I could see through the glass.
Where's your
I opened the main door with the screen door still locked. I said hello, and I 100% heard the sound of someone's shoe scraping the concrete patio, just to the left, out of view from the door. I shut the door again and relocked it, and went back upstairs to call my dad, who didn't pick up. But just then, my phone started ringing again. It was Craig. I didn't pick up. He then texted me saying, "Come outside, shitbag." I replied, "I'm calling the police." And to my surprise, he replied, okay, I'm leaving." It was him. He was hiding in the yard, waiting for me to come out. I sent the screenshot to my family and friends, and then to the school, who would reach out to his parents. Apparently, this was the exact reason the troubled family had to keep moving, because he would keep causing issues with people at every school he went to. I can only imagine the horrible things he's done to other people who didn't want to be his friend. He didn't show up to class on Monday, or ever again. If I had to guess, I think he once again transferred schools.
Oh, hell no. That's true crime. I have one more video, but I'm like, okay. And also, I just want to apologize because I really thought.
Today I'm going to tell you about the most haunted high school in America. And when I tell you this high school is haunted, I mean it's easily seen over 20 deaths, and that's me being conservative. Now, before I tell you where this high school is, I need to give you a bit of a backstory because the roots of this high school run much deeper than the actual age of the high school itself. In fact, this is one of those places where the city where the high school is located in is way more haunted than the actual high school itself. Anyways, our story starts back in the 1600s, New England. We're in the middle of witch hysteria, and there is a poor girl who is accidentally and wrongfully accused of being a witch. Now, because the legal system was so good back then, she was offered a speedy trial. Was it fair? Absolutely not. She ended up being burned at the stake, but her father couldn't let that slide, knowing that she was innocent of these charges. So this poor girl's father, who allegedly practiced witchcraft himself, cursed the family that condemned her to that fate. Now, after experiencing years of tragedy that always ended up in a death by fire, this family decided to relocate in an attempt to escape this curse. Now, eventually members of this family would settle in Ohio, but the curse still managed to follow them. Realizing that they could not run the curse, although some did try, they ended up making this place their home. However, anywhere they went came their curse, and so weird things started happening in the town. Untimely deaths, sicknesses, illness, fires as usual, but eventually the town found its footing despite the curse and started to thrive a little bit. It never became a massive city, but it was cute, quaint suburbia. Well, if you can call it that. Unfortunately for this family, however, the curse also seemed to thrive, and it took out more and more members of this family, leaving very few alive. Now back to the school. Because the school is situated in this town with this curse, and all of these deaths have occurred around this family as a result, strange things actually started to happen in the town as well. Now, I don't know if the actual land itself is cursed. I think that's another story for another day, but this area is known to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. There have been psychos, there have been serial killers, there have been untimely deaths, there have been students murdered en masse, some on campus, some off campus, but the school itself has its fair share of ghosts. For example, in the late 80s, early 90s, a number of cheerleaders on this high school's cheerleading squad found themselves the victims of what's called the cheerleading curse. Now, this left several members of the cheerleading team dead in the most mysterious of circumstances. There was also an incident where a number of high school students were killed at their prom, leaving bodies everywhere. Not to mention, there are several stories of serial killers being on the loose, people assuming other students' identities and trying to take the lives of even more students. So I mean it when I say this high school has seen its fair share of death and violence. So you can imagine that given the number of deaths that have taken place at this school, that the students and townsfolk alike have seen their fair share of ghosts, spirits, specters, you name it. And the overall atmosphere of this high school is said to be extremely creepy, but alas, school spirit still prevails. So, if you're wondering what the name of the most haunted high school in America is, I'm about to tell you. Now, if you guessed the famous Shadyside High, then you'd be correct. Shadyside High School has got to be the most haunted high school in all of fiction. Anyways, drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you're excited for the next iteration of Fear Street, if you liked Prom Queen, what books you're looking forward to seeing on screen, and I will see you guys in my next...
Shadyside sounds really shady, if you ask me. Oh, these were some good videos. I still stand by that second long video. That was more true crimes. So I'm sorry. I usually pick them, but I like to be a surprise.
But it kind of had a haunting history too, because if
Yeah.
he did do that stuff, it's kind of mystique haunting.
Yeah, it kind of
Different type
started
of
in
way.
school, you
Still
know.
gives you the chills.
I was thinking maybe, he wasn't real, but then they're like, oh no, it's confirmed. He's a psychopath. You know? So it's very interesting. But I hope y'all enjoyed back to school hauntings. I personally have some stories, but I'm going to share that to host ghost stories. So y'all stay
So,
tuned. Share your stories, harlotspooktalk@gmail.com. And we always like to hear from you.
and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And always, let it be. Love y'all.
Bye. And don't flick anybody off. Okay, bye.